Next, let's talk about AWS Config. AWS Config is a fully managed service that provides you with resource inventory, configuration history, and configuration change notifications to use for security and governance purpose. With AWS Config, you can discover the existing AWS resources, record the configuration for third-party resources, export a complete inventory of your resources with all configuration details, and determine how a resource was configured at any point in time. These capabilities help you in compliance auditing, security analysis, and resource change tracking and in troubleshooting. AWS Config makes it easier to track your resource configuration without the need for upfront investment and avoiding the complexity of installing and updating the agents for data collection or maintaining the large databases. AWS Config provides a range of features such as simplify the compliance auditing. AWS Config provide a centralized view of your resource configurations, making it easier to demonstrate the compliance for the regulatory requirements. Improve the security. AWS Config helps you to identify the security vulnerabilities and misconfigurations in your AWS resources. Reduce the risk. By tracking the changes in real time to your resources configurations, AWS Config helps you to identify and remediate the issues before they become any problem. Simplify the troubleshooting. With detailed tracking of configuration changes, AWS Config make it easier to troubleshoot the operational issues. Config rules are most important tool of AWS Config service. AWS Config rules enables you to define and evaluate the compliance against custom or predefined rules. You can evaluate the configuration of your devices based on the configuration rules that you have created. AWS provides a library of pre-configured rules for common compliance requirements such as HIPAA, PCI, and CIS AWS Foundation's benchmark. You can also create the custom rules to meet these specific compliance or operational requirements. AWS Config integrate with other AWS services such as CloudTrail, CloudFormation, and System Manager. Integration with AWS CloudTrail provides the detailed logging of configuration changes made to your AWS resources. Integration with AWS CloudFormation enable you to automatically evaluate the resource compliance during the deployment. AWS Config offers a free tier that include limited functionality. Additional charges apply for more advanced features such as compliance rule evaluation and resource relationship visualizations.